Hey guys, Zane here with another one-take review, and today I wanted to talk about the new Angel Olsen album, Big Time. Big Time is the latest studio album from singer-songwriter and incredibly well-loved lyricist and musician, Angel Olsen. 2019's All Mirrors was both a critical and a public success, and was a record that sent an alternative darling, a critical favorite if you will, into the realm of a higher popularity and not exactly mainstream relevance, but certainly farther and more distanced away from her indie background. 2020's Whole New Mess, the follow up to All Mirrors, was significantly more folksy in nature and simply didn't have the same cultural impact that All Mirrors did. Big Time, however, it seems to be destined to fall somewhere in between the two. Much of Big Time is based around the deep tones of melancholy, love, and heartbreak that Angel Olsen has come to be known for over the course of her discography. I mean, sure, maybe it would have been nice to hear something new from her, a new thematic subject to tackle that doesn't have to do with personal relationships, but at the same time, she has done that in the past. It's not like this is the only thing that she ever writes about, and I think that she has almost mastered bitterness in a way. In fact, it's arguable that in the current moment, Angel Olsen is the ultimate folk singer, singer-songwriter type master of bittersweetness, much in the same way that Joni Mitchell was decades ago. Obviously, comparing a musician who's relatively new in the grand scheme of music history to an absolute icon and legend of music that's generally considered one of the greatest musicians to ever walk the earth is definitely a bit of a stretch, I will admit to that, but nonetheless, my point still stands in the comparison. Angel Olsen is well on her way to becoming a true legend in the regard of emotion in her music, just in the way that people like Joni Mitchell or even Leonard Cohen have. Vocally, Angel Olsen is pretty strong, though she's not exactly known for the power or range in her voice. She's able to make up for it for, again, delivering that striking, honest, and brutal emotion. It certainly helps that the vast majority of Big Time is composed of pretty much ballads, you could describe them as. Sure, you could just say they're slower songs, but they're basically ballads, and that really does suit Olsen's voice overall, as she does have, again, this very soft and melancholic, but still deeply her and definitely aged sounding kind of voice that's still very light on the ears that suits balladry. Again, considering the fact that a lot of what Olsen is writing about is related to love, heartbreak, personal relationships, the ballads definitely suit, again, those thematic tones of the record as well, making for something that feels very complete in that regard. Lyrically, she's great as always. Again, she doesn't really touch any new ground here or anything like that, but Big Time doesn't really need to touch any new ground lyrically to be good because she does something she hasn't done in quite some time and takes it further than she ever has before, which is kind of going country. Look, I wouldn't call Big Time a full-on, just through-and-through country album from Angel Olsen, though some people definitely would, but this is probably the farthest that she's taken her country influences in quite some time, if not ever. The country influences here harken back to the old days of the genre, that melancholy, heartbreak, my dog got shot and my wife left me kind of vibe that a lot of old school country that has since gone on to be very legendary has, and I think it works in Olsen's favor. The nearly nostalgic at times tone of her lyrics definitely suits that classic country kind of style, while she still combines it with some of the more ethereal elements that she's introduced into her own music over time that feels less influenced by outside forces. This makes for a record that, while definitely not unique, this isn't the first mildly ethereal singer-songwriter, folksy country album to ever be released or anything like that. There are literally thousands upon thousands of albums like that out there. I still do think it does stand out within the Angel Olsen discography. The most important thing here, though, is that she did not continue to go in that new wave slash synth pop kind of direction she went in for a little bit for that covers EP that nobody cared about and everything like that. It just wasn't good, and I'm definitely thankful that she chose to not continue to pursue that sound. Needless to say, country influences, whatever you want to consider Big Time, it suits Angel Olsen's voice, her songwriting style, and her general aesthetic. So overall, Big Time is a very successful album that definitely stands out within the Angel Olsen discography, and while there are a couple of slow burner kind of tracks here and there that definitely slow things down a bit, I still do think that the overall ceremonies presented on Big Time are strong, which is why I'm going to give this record 4 stars out of 5. I think this is a great listen. Again, the songwriting is impeccable, as Olsen has delivered for a number of records now, and the introduction of country influences is very welcome. More importantly, like I said before, the distancing from new wave synth influences is significantly more welcome, but I do appreciate the fact that she's bringing over the ethereal elements from her past couple of albums, besides her, more folk-based moments, like I said, more the ethereal moments from All Mirrors and records like that, over to her more singer-songwriter side, and I greatly appreciate that. So again, 4 stars out of 5. With that being said, that's the end of this review, and I'll see you guys in the next one.